The historical Frey. Snorro Sturluson, in his Heimskringla, or Chronicle of the Ancient Kings of Norway, state that Frey was a historical personage who bore the name of Yngvi Frey, and ruled in Uppsala after the death of the semi-historical Odin and Njord. Under his rule, the people enjoyed such prosperity and peace that they declared their king must be a god. They therefore began to invoke him as such, carrying their enthusiastic admiration to such lengths that when he died, the priests, not daring to reveal the fact, laid him in a great mound instead of burning his body, as had been customary until then. They then informed the people that Frey, whose name was the northern synonym for master, had gone into the ground, an expression which eventually became the Northmen's phrase for death. Not until 3 years later did the people, who had continued paying their taxes to the king by pouring gold, silver, and copper coin into the mound through 3 different openings, discover that Frey was dead. As their peace and prosperity had remained undisturbed, they decreed that his corpse should never be burned, and they thus inaugurated the custom of mound burial, which in due time supplanted the funeral pyre in many places. One of the 3 mounds near Gamla Uppsala still bears this god's name. His statues were placed in the great temple there, and his name was duly mentioned in all solemn oaths, of which the usual formula was, "So help me Frey, Njord, and the almighty Asa," or Odin. The worship of Frey. No weapons were ever admitted in Frey's temples, the most celebrated of which were at Trondheim in Norway, and at Thevira in Iceland. In these temples, oxen or horses were offered in sacrifice to him, a heavy gold ring being dipped in the victim's blood ere the above-mentioned oath was solemnly taken upon it. Frey's statues, like those of all other northern divinities, were roughly hewn blocks of wood, and the last of these sacred images seems to have been destroyed by Olaf the Saint, who, as we have seen, forcibly converted many of his subjects. Besides being god of sunshine, fruitfulness, peace, and prosperity, Frey was considered the patron of horses and horsemen, and the deliverer of all captives. Frey is the best of all the chiefs among the gods. He causes no tears to maids or mothers, his desires to loosen the fetters of those enchained. Norse Mythology by R.B. Anderson. So that was the historical Frey and the worship of Frey. The 3rd and 4th sections of Chapter 9 of Myths of the Norsemen by Helene A Guerber, Frey. I will be working my way through this book section by section, and if there are any other public domain books that you would like for me to read, please leave a comment below. Did you enjoy this video? Then subscribe for more, and be sure to check me out on Facebook and Patreon. Thank you for listening, and have a lovely evening.